Hey all, Alan from Scalekit here. Today, we'll be walking you through the process of implementing Enterprise SSO with Scalekit in a few straightforward steps. We've established a Node.js-based web application with password-based authentication. Our goal is to introduce SAML-based SSO for our enterprise customers, allowing them to authenticate with their identity providers, which typically include Okta, Entra ID, or OneLogin. To get started, we need to install the Scalekit SDK. Like you can see on the screen, this is a quick and effortless process that gets us started. After the installation is complete, we can import and initialize it using API credentials that can be securely stored in environment variables. Next, let's open the login page and incorporate a login with SSO option in the user interface. We've already designed a user interface for the enterprise login page. It's quite similar to the existing login page, with the exception that this page accepts a work email address. The user's work email address is used to verify if an SSO connection exists for that particular user. Now, let's return to the server.js file. This block of code uses Scalekit to generate an authorization URL, which will redirect the user based on their SSO connection. It's important to note the redirect URI. After authentication with the identity provider, Scalekit redirects the user to this URI. Now let's put this callback handler into action. In the callback handler, we receive user profile details from Scalekit. We can use them to redirect the user back to profile details page. Let's compile everything and test our code. To better understand what's happening behind the scenes, we'll add some breakpoints. After adding the breakpoints, it's time to test our SSO implementation. Scalekit provides a test connection for an SSO using an example.com email address. Let's try to log in using johnnyexample.com. When we click Continue with SSO, an authorization URL generated by Scalekit appears. This is John's redirection destination. Since we used an example.com email address, Scalekit redirects us to the IDP simulator to test the SSO flow. We'll proceed by filling in all the necessary details. Once we've done that, we can finalize the authentication process with the identity provider. As you can see, we're redirected back to the callback URL. This is where Scalekit takes the user back to your application. Scalekit also sends a one-time code that can be authenticated with Scalekit to retrieve the user's information. If more information is needed, the ID token contains all the details. You can use the user information and allow the user to log in and view their profile details page. Now let's see how to onboard a real enterprise customer to use this application. Using the Scalekit dashboard, we'll minimize the code editor so that I can show you the next steps. I will go on and open the Scalekit dashboard. In the Organizations page, we can add a new organization. For example, let's say this enterprise customer is Megasoft. We can enable features specific to this organization, and then click on Add. A self-serve link can be generated for customers and shared with them. Once the customer visits the link, they can select the identity provider to set up the SSO connection. After entering the required details, they will see the configuration settings to connect with their identity provider. Let's take Ben from Megasoft as an example to illustrate this process. Suppose Ben wants to log into our Node.js application. He chooses the Continue with SSO option. This action automatically redirects Ben to his organization's identity provider, where he inputs his password. Upon clicking on Sign In, Scalekit automatically navigates Ben back to our app, landing him directly on the profile details page. This is how we implement SSO with Scalekit, ensuring a seamless onboarding process for your enterprise customers.